You had been with Sunghoon for years. You knew his habits, his moods, his coffee order, and how he used to call you just to hear your voice. But lately, everything had changed. He was always busy with meetings, events, and work dinners. You understood that. You never needed all his time. You only wanted a little of it. But even that seemed like too much now. "Are you coming home tonight?" you asked one evening. "I don't know." You glanced at the clock. "You said that yesterday too." "I know," you swallowed. "I just miss you." "I'm busy." "I know. Maybe we could have dinner tomorrow?" "I'll see." The call ended. You stared at your phone, wondering when talking to your own boyfriend had started feeling like asking for permission to be part of his life. Then there was her. She kept appearing beside Sunghoon at events and meetings, laughing at his jokes and knowing exactly what he wanted. You tried telling yourself she was just a friend, until you saw a picture of them together. She was wearing the perfume Sunghoon had once told you was his favorite. You locked your phone. Maybe you were overthinking. You almost believed it. That night, Sunghoon finally came home. "You're still awake?" "I was waiting for you," he sighed. "Can we talk?" "About what?" "About us." His expression hardened. "You've been distant." "I'm busy." "I know. But she's always with you too." "What about her? Don't you think it's strange?" "No," you stared at him. "I just want you to understand why I'm hurt." He rubbed his forehead. "You're making this into something it isn't." "I'm not trying to." "Then stop. I don't have the energy to keep explaining myself every time you feel insecure." "I wasn't asking you to explain everything." "Then what are you asking for?" You looked at him. "Your attention." He stared at you before saying coldly, "Maybe you should stop expecting so much from me." You froze. "I can't keep dropping everything just because you want my attention." Something inside you quietly broke. "I see." Sunghoon seemed to expect an argument. Instead, you nodded. "You're right. I shouldn't expect so much from you." "It's okay," you forced a small smile. "I'm tired too." You walked past him without looking back. That night, his words replayed in your mind. "Maybe you should stop expecting so much from me." You had never asked for much. Just a message, a phone call, a little affection. Apparently, even that was too much, so you made a quiet decision. If Sunghoon wanted space, you would give it to him. And for the first time in years, you wouldn't chase after him. You closed your eyes, unaware that Sunghoon was still awake too. Neither of you knew it yet, but that conversation was the moment everything between you began to change. After that night, you kept your promise. You stopped chasing Sunghoon. No more messages asking when he'd come home. No more calls. No more questions about her. At first, Sunghoon seemed relieved. You thought that was what he wanted, so you gave him space. Weeks passed, and she became a constant presence beside him. She attended his events, sat next to him in meetings, and even knew his coffee order. One afternoon, you saw her hand him a cup. "I got your usual." Sunghoon smiled. "Thanks." You looked away. Once, you had been the one who remembered all those little things. Later, you found yourself standing nearby while Sunghoon talked with a group of people. She was beside him, laughing at his jokes. Someone noticed you. "I haven't seen you around lately." You smiled politely. "I've been busy." Another person looked between you and Sunghoon. "Are you two still together?" You looked at him. For a second, you waited. Instead, Sunghoon casually replied, "We're not really that close anymore." Your heart sank. Years together reduced to one sentence. You forced a smile. "Excuse me." You walked outside and took a breath. You thought hearing that would break you. Instead, you only felt tired. So you stopped trying. You stopped sending good morning messages, stopped waiting for him, and stopped wondering where he was. At first, Sunghoon didn't notice. Until one morning, he checked his phone expecting your usual message. Nothing. That evening, he came home to a silent apartment. No one asking about his day, no food waiting for him, no you. He told himself it was better this way. You were finally giving him the space he'd wanted. But somehow, the silence felt different. A few days later, the girl held up 2 ties while he was getting ready. "Which one?" "The black one." "I knew you'd choose that." For some reason, Sunghoon remembered you teasing him about always choosing the same tie. He pushed the memory away. That evening, you had dinner with your friends. You laughed, talked, and never once checked your phone. You weren't waiting for him anymore. Later that night, Sunghoon opened your chat. The last message was weeks old. Let me know when you get home. Nothing followed. He locked his phone, then unlocked it again. He wanted to see your name on his screen. And suddenly, he couldn't understand why. He had wanted you to stop asking for his attention. You had. He had wanted space. You had given him exactly that. So why did it feel like you were slipping away? Sunghoon had no answer. He only knew one thing. The girl who had once waited for him was no longer waiting. A few more weeks passed. By then, you had stopped expecting anything from Sunghoon. You didn't hate him anymore. You had simply accepted that your relationship belonged in the past. And strangely, accepting it made things easier. That evening, you went to dinner with a few friends. For the first time in months, you laughed without checking your phone or wondering where Sunghoon was. Then you saw him walk into the restaurant. She was beside him. Your eyes met. You expected the familiar ache but felt nothing. You simply looked away and continued talking. Sunghoon noticed. He watched you for several seconds. You weren't angry. You weren't jealous. You barely seemed bothered by him, and somehow that bothered him. After dinner, you stepped outside to say goodbye to your friends. You turned. Sunghoon stood behind you. Hi. You didn't even say hello. I didn't think you'd want me to. His expression shifted. I saw you. I know. I didn't want to interrupt. You could have said hello. You gave him a faint smile. Why? He hesitated. Because we're not strangers. You looked at him. No, we're not. Something about your calmness unsettled him. You seem different. I've been told that. You're happier? Maybe. He studied your face before asking, are you seeing someone? You raised an eyebrow. Why does that matter? I was just asking. I know. But you don't usually ask things you don't care about. Who said I don't care? You looked at him. You did. His expression changed. When? That night. He remembered immediately. Maybe you should stop expecting so much from me. I listened, you said quietly. Sunghoon looked away. I didn't mean. You don't have to explain. I wasn't trying to push you away. You smiled sadly. But you did. He fell silent. You glanced toward your friends. I should go. You stopped. Are you really okay? You thought for a moment. Yes. You don't seem upset. I was. You looked at him. For a long time, a pause, but I'm not anymore. Sunghoon stared at you. The girl who once waited for his calls and begged for his attention was standing in front of him without anger, without resentment. You simply didn't need him anymore. Take care, Sunghoon. You walked away. He remained there, watching you disappear. For the first time, he understood. You weren't trying to make him jealous. You weren't pretending to be happy. You were genuinely moving on. And the person who had once been afraid of losing him was no longer afraid of it. For the first time, Sunghoon wondered if he was the one who should be afraid. After that night, Sunghoon couldn't stop thinking about you. He buried himself in work, but everything reminded him of you. Your favorite restaurant, his coffee order. The messages you used to send, reminding him to eat. He had taken all of it for granted. One evening, he came home to a silent apartment. No food waiting, no familiar voice asking, "You're home?" Just silence. His eyes fell on an old photograph of the two of you. You were smiling beside him, and he remembered how you teased him that day for taking too long to get ready. He hadn't realized how happy he was then. Not until now. The next morning, he opened your chat. Nothing. After hesitating, he called. You answered after several rings. Hello, where are you? Why? I was just asking. I'm out. With who? Friends. Your calm voice unsettled him. I need to talk to you. About what? He hesitated. Can I see you? You agreed. That evening, you met at a quiet cafe. Sunghoon looked at you across the table. You weren't waiting for reassurance anymore. I've been thinking, he said, about us. You stayed quiet. I know I pushed you away whenever you wanted my attention. And when you finally stopped asking for it, I realized how much I depended on you being there. You looked at him. Why are you telling me this now? Because I was wrong. He lowered his eyes. I thought replacing you would make things easier. Your expression tightened, but she wasn't the problem. You weren't either. Then what was? Me. Silence. I stopped appreciating what I had. You stared at him. Did you replace me because you didn't love me anymore? Sunghoon couldn't answer, you continued. Or because you thought I'd never actually leave. His expression fell. I thought you'd always be there. You gave him a sad smile. That was your mistake. He looked at you. I don't want to lose you. You should have thought about that before making me feel easy to replace. I know. No, Sunghoon. Your voice remained calm. I don't think you do. You stood, picking up your bag. I spent so long wondering what was wrong with me, why I wasn't enough anymore. You paused. Then I realized something. He looked up. I wasn't asking for too much. Your voice softened. I was asking the wrong person. Sunghoon lowered his eyes. You turned to leave. You stopped. I'm really sorry. You nodded. I know. Then you walked away. Sunghoon remained at the table, watching you disappear through the cafe window. For years, he had believed you'd always be there. Now he finally understood. You hadn't left because you stopped loving him. You left because he had made staying hurt more than leaving. The next morning, Sunghoon ended things with her. This isn't going anywhere. She looked at him quietly. Is this because of YN? He hesitated. Partly. She gave him a small smile. You still love her. Sunghoon lowered his eyes. I never stopped. He finally understood. He hadn't stopped loving you. He had simply stopped appreciating you. And by the time he realized it, you had already learned to live without him. That evening, he came to see you. Can we talk? You nodded. He sat beside you. I ended things with her. I see. She wasn't the reason. I stopped noticing you. I got so used to you being there that I thought you'd always stay. You looked away, and then I stopped. He nodded. I know. I didn't stop because I stopped loving you. You looked at him. I stopped because I was tired of feeling unwanted. His expression tightened. I want you back. You stayed silent. I know I can't erase what I did, but if you give me another chance, I'll do better. Once those words would have been everything you wanted, not anymore. Sunghoon, he looked at you. You didn't lose me when she came into your life. His expression changed. You lost me when you made me feel unwanted. He looked down. She didn't take my place. You gave it away. Silence. I don't hate you, you continued. I loved you for a long time, and part of me probably always will. He looked up. But loving you doesn't mean I have to come back. Is there really nothing I can do? You thought for a moment. I don't know. Then you shook your head. But I don't want to go back to who I was. Sunghoon nodded slowly. You shouldn't, you smiled faintly. I want to be okay on my own. You are, you looked at him. Yeah, you stood. Take care of yourself. You too, you walked away. This time, Sunghoon didn't follow. He simply watched you leave. Months passed. You rebuilt your life, made new memories, and stopped checking your phone for his name. Eventually, you became genuinely happy again. Then one afternoon, you saw Sunghoon across the street. Your eyes met. You smiled, not because you wanted him back, not because you wanted him to regret losing you. You smiled because you were finally okay. Sunghoon watched you walk away, and this time he understood. He hadn't replaced you. He had simply taught you how to live without him, and that was the one lesson he could never undo.